man shouted as the woman disappeared around the corner. The driver immediately slowed down. Ononya grabbed his arm. "Uncle, wait. She left a letter for you." The old man looked toward the road. "I waited 20 years for this moment. I can't lose her again." They quickly got off the bus and followed the woman. But the road was empty. There was no sign of her. Only a small envelope was lying on a wooden bench. The old man picked it up. His hands were trembling. His name was written on the front. Papa. He stared at the word for several seconds. Then he opened the letter. Inside, there was a single photograph. It showed a little girl sitting on her father's shoulders. The old man immediately recognized it. It was Mira, his daughter. Tears rolled down his cheeks. He turned the photograph over. There was a message written on the back. "Papa, I never stopped looking for you." The old man covered his face and began to cry. Ononya gently placed her hand on his shoulder. "Uncle, there must be more." There was another line underneath. "If you really want to find me, go to the place where you taught me to ride a bicycle." The old man suddenly looked up. "The old park?" Ononya asked. "Where is it?" 3 kilometers from here." They immediately took a taxi. When they arrived, the park looked completely different from the way the old man remembered it. The old trees were still there. The old fountain was still there. But the small bicycle path where he had taught Mira to ride was almost forgotten. The old man slowly walked toward it. He looked around. "Mira?" No answer. Then Ononya noticed something tied to a tree. A small red ribbon. She walked closer. There was another envelope. This one was addressed to Ononya. She opened it. Inside was a letter. "Dear Ononya, if you are reading this, then you are the person who helped my father. I watched him from a distance for many days. I wanted to walk up to him. But I was afraid. Afraid that he would hate me. Afraid that 20 years had changed everything. And most of all, afraid that he had forgotten me." Ononya's eyes filled with tears. She continued reading. "I didn't leave my father because I stopped loving him. I left because I thought he didn't want me anymore. After the accident, I lost my memory for years. When I finally remembered everything, I came back. But I saw him sitting at the bus stop. Every day. Waiting. And I couldn't find the courage to face him." Ononya looked at the old man. He was standing beneath the same tree where he had once taught his little girl to ride a bicycle. Then she heard a soft voice behind her. "Papa." The old man froze. He slowly turned around. A woman stood there. Tears were streaming down her face. The silver pendant hung around her neck. The old man stared at her. For a moment, neither of them moved. Then he whispered, "Mira?" She nodded. "Papa." The old man walked toward her. His hands were shaking. "Is it really you?" Mira smiled through her tears. "Yes, Papa." He pulled her into his arms. After 20 years, a father finally held his daughter again. They both cried. Ononya stood nearby, crying too. Then Mira looked at her. "Thank you." Ononya smiled. "I only helped you find your way back home." Mira shook her head. "No." She looked at the old man. "You gave my father something he had almost lost." "What?" "Hope." The old man smiled. For 20 years, he had believed his daughter had forgotten him. But the truth was completely different. She had been searching for him too. That evening, the three of them returned to the bus stop. The old man sat on the same bench where he had waited every morning. But this time, he wasn't alone. Mira sat beside him. Ononya sat on the other side. The old man looked at the road and smiled. Bus number 17 arrived. He didn't stand up. He didn't need to. He had finally reached the destination he had been waiting for all those years. Before leaving, Mira held her father's hand and whispered, "Papa, I'm sorry I took so long." He smiled and replied, "You came back. That's all that matters." Ononya looked at them and realized something she would never forget. Sometimes people aren't waiting for a bus. They're waiting for someone they love to come home. Red heart. And sometimes, The longest journey in life is the journey back to the people who never stopped loving us. Red heart the end. Next, this can be turned into a strong YouTube ending with a short emotional voiceover and like, share and subscribe line.